Hey guys, so I thought I would show you today how I do kind of a drugstore smoky eye look. Can you hear Tank in the background playing with his toy? I use the Wet n Wild Greed palette for this look. Everything I used is from the drugstore except for a few makeup brushes, but everything else is readily available at the drugstore. So here it is. If you want to know how I got this look, then keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take Urban Decay Primer Potion and put this all over my lid and up into the brow bone, or under the brow bone, I guess. Let me zoom in a little bit. The Maybelline Color Tattoo eyeshadow 24-hour in Toughest Taupe. I'm just going to use my finger and put that on the outer corner of my eyelid, bringing it up into the crease slightly, and I'm just focusing it on the outer half because I'm going to use a lighter shade on the inner corner. And I'll blend this out with eyeshadow too, but I'm just gonna do a little bit with my finger. All right, so I have that down. And now I am going to take a flat brush. This is just an e.l.f. flat eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go in with the lightest shade of this palette, and I'm going to put this on the inner half of my eye where I didn't put the color tattoo. And I'm just going to do a few layers of this, and then I'll brighten this area back up again when I finish my whole eye. But I want to get a little bit of this down. And I'm actually going to sweep it up under my brow bone too. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with a MAC 217, and I'm going to take this kind of sparkly gray shade, and I'm going to put this over where I put the color tattoo. So I'm just dabbing this on. Like so. Same thing on the other side. And I'm kind of angling it in a bit. I don't know if you can tell. It doesn't make that big of a difference. But so you don't have a huge like straight line up and down, I'm kind of bringing it in farther towards the lash line, or I guess closest to my inner corner, and then slanting it up as I get farther out. Alright, so once I have that, I'm going to take a fluffy brush, and this is just a Sigma brush. I don't know the name. I think it's supposed to be similar to the 217, a little bit fluffier. But I'm going to go in with this matte, kind of pinkish nude shade, and this is what I'm going to use to blend. So I kind of just start right on the inner half, and then I slowly add this charcoal shade and swoop it in to kind of blend it. So I do this a little bit, then I wipe off my brush, and then I just continue to blend all of this out. I do a lot of blending, but that's how it is. Alright, so that's how we're looking so far. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side then. Okay, so I just did the other eye. I have that all blended. I'm going to go back in with the nude shade, and I'm just going to buff in this outer corner area just to kind of soften that line a bit. But I'm not bringing it down onto the outer corner of my lid. I'm just doing kind of in my crease here. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so once I have that done, I'm going to go back in and kind of brighten up my inner corner some more. So I'm just taking this e.l.f. angled brush. I'm gonna go in with that light shade again and just sweep this on the inner half of my eyelid. Same thing on the other side. And then back again with a clean blending brush. This is just, I think this is an Urban Decay from the Naked 2 palette. And I'm just going to do small little circle motions, kind of blending that light shadow that I just put on with my outer corner. So I'm not bringing it all the way into the inner corner. I'm just trying to soften that line again. Like so. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with eyeliner, and I am taking the Maybelline Eye Studio, and this is in Blackest Black. I like this gel liner. It dries up quickly. Then again, I kind of feel like all of them do, so, you know, personal preference. And then this is another e.l.f. I feel like I'm using all e.l.f. brushes. This is their concealer brush, but I'm using it for eyeliner. So I'm just gonna go in the black, make sure to wipe it off clean. And then I'm just going to apply this on my lash line. And I stay heavier on the outside. And then a thinner line when I get in to the inner corner. And I'm not going to wing it out or anything. Okay, so once I have the liner done, I'm going to go in. I've been loving this mascara lately. It's the Rimmel Scandal Eyes, and I had to wait. I do this with all my mascaras. I used it a little bit and then just left it sitting for a few weeks. So it helps thicken up, and now I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to put this on my lashes, upper and lower. Okay, so since I have kind of the smoky eye going on, I'm going to do false lashes, but I'm only going to put them on the outer corner. Mainly because since I'm doing kind of the smoky look to the outside, I want to kind of flick my eyes out at the end, and so just putting them on the outer corners will help lift out. Also, it's a really good way if you're just starting to do lashes, or if you aren't very good at them, to cut them in half. They're so much easier to apply when you're only using half of the lashes. Now, it is important when you cut the lashes in half. Some of them will be shorter towards the inner corner. So usually what's best, if you want to cut them in half, is if you can find lashes that are pretty much the same kind of length all the way around. These are the number 10. These are the 04 from Kiss. I think I found these at Walmart. They're like a double pack. So they're a little bit shorter on the inner corner, but not terribly. So I'm just going to take one pair of these. Okay, so I'm just going to take one lash, and I'm going to snip it right in half. I'm just using cuticle nippers. Okay, so I have those cut in half. I already have some Duo lash glue that has been drying for a little while. So I'm just taking this little cheap angled eyeshadow brush and getting the glue on it, and then applying that on the lash. And then they came with these little pink tweezer type deals, so I'm just going to use these. I'm just going to close and set this. So I'm just going to set this on the outer portion of my lash line, and then just push it in gently. Okay, so while my lashes are drying, I'm going to put a highlight on my inner corner and under my brow. So I'm just going to go in with the light color again and my angled e.l.f. brush, and just right under my eyebrow add a little bit more of that to just help make that pop. I'm gonna use the same brush, and I'm gonna do, this is dirty, a little mix of the sparkly nude pink with the white, or the beige, whatever you wanna call it. So I'm just gonna mix those a little bit and put this on my inner corner. Like so. And then I'm going to take, this is just an eyeliner brush, I think. I don't even know. It's a Sigma SS209. I know the numbers have changed. I don't know what it is now. But I'm going to go in with the color Tattoo underneath my lower lash line. Just sweeping it underneath where I did the mascara. Okay, so once my lashes have dried, I'm going to take a little bit more mascara and just coat where I put the lashes, just to help blend my lashes with the falsies.